Let's talk about, do you feel smartphone makes students smarter or lazier academically?
So it genuinely goes both ways. You can go both ways. If a student uses a smartphone for research and learning, then it makes them smarter academically. But if a student decides to just focus on social media and other things on the phone instead of schoolwork, then it makes them lazier. It depends on what the student wants to do and how morally accurate they are. Yeah.
That's, in fact, that's explanation. The way you were able to break it down, it's very, very meaningful. It makes you smarter if you use it the right way. Hello, everyone. Welcome to an amazing episode of First Class Exclusive Interaction with Young Minds. I remain your host, Azoba Albert Oluwafemi. And as you all know, this podcast is basically having insightful conversation with bright youngsters. And in today's episode, we have a super guest in our midst. She'll be talking to us about schooling and life beyond the classroom. So stick around and enjoy every moment of this insightful conversation. So right now, our guest for today will introduce herself.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Mafalafalo Ogoke. I'm 13 years old and I'm in SS1 year 10 and I'm Igbo. So in my leisure time, I like to work and edit on my laptop, and I also like to do track with my free time. I like to exercise, and that's what I like to do.
Awesome. That's a very interesting and a wonderful introduction. So we're going to move straight into today's conversation. But the first question I would like to ask you for today is, as a schoolgirl, I'm very sure there is a reason why you're in school. Can you just tell me or run through the reasons why you're in school?
Okay, so the reasons why I am in school, I go to school to gain knowledge, to learn different things. I also go to school to develop new skills, because anything can change in the points of time in my life, and I need a skill that can help me with what I need to do in my life.
Awesome. I like that point you mentioned, skilled, because basically in life as it is now, every individual should try as much as possible to dive into one skill, because the world basically revolves. So that's a very good one. So you've pretty said that you are in school to learn skills and all of that, but that takes us to, you've been in school. I'm pretty sure you have a future career you intend to pursue. So can you just run through that quickly?
My future career, I want to dive into the field of medicine and surgery. I want to be a neurologist and a psychiatrist. And I feel like it can impact the society, because I want to help people with mental and mental health problems, because I believe everyone deserves to live a normal life, which is not possible because everyone has their own issues. But I want to try and help to the extent that I can, because everyone does deserve a normal life.
Thank you. That's a very pretty cool one. Having to help people, having to put people first, and making them feel better. It's a very great one, which I am super proud of that. So at this moment, I just wanted to talk about school as it is. Now, I want you to tell me, in your school, what is that thing, or what's that one thing you like about your school?
For me personally, one thing I like is the people that show that they care about me, the ones that look out for me, whether it's physically or academically, that check on me. That's one thing I like about my school.
Wow. So people looking after you, to care for you, to put you through in the right track, it's one good thing you like about school. That's a very good one. So now, you've been able to tell us one good thing you like about school. Is there anything at all you don't like about school? Maybe anything at all that you don't really like about school, that if it's possible, you have to probably scrap that out. What's that thing?
I feel like I'll probably scrap out the fact that sometimes things happen emotionally with students, and they don't find it that easy to come out and speak to the authorities. They rather keep it in, and I feel like we should change that in today's schools and even in my school. That people should be able to be more confident to come out,
speak
up with what they're going through. So that's one thing I would change.
Thank you for that. You just said a very, very good one now about one particular thing you would like to change about school, for people or students generally to have that freedom to speak, to say how they feel, and at the same time, for the management staffs and the teachers in general to be empathetic about their students. So that's a very good one from you, Mufola. So we're going to move a little out of this dimension and moving into the classroom. So in the classroom, can you talk to me about one subject you are so much interested about when you want to have that lesson? What's that subject?
Okay, me personally, I really like chemistry.
Chemistry.
I've always liked it from a young age, but since I just entered SS1, I've started doing it now. And I like it because I'm good at it, number one. I pass at it very well, so that gives me joy already. But then I also find it really interesting with all the topics, the experiments and everything. I find it detrimental for me to do. And I feel like I'll take it more serious as I go on.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. In fact, for the fact that you've mentioned your career from the very beginning, having to choose chemistry to be one of your best subjects, it's absolutely a good one. So now you've been able to tell us about that subject you find so much interested in, and now talk about a subject that you find boring or a little challenging to you. What's that subject?
I feel like it's economics. I don't find economics challenging, but like it's quite easy for the stage I'm in right now.
Okay.
But it's quite lengthy, so I tend to get bored easily because I get it already.
Okay.
But they explain the concepts a lot. The notes are a lot.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it. That's nice. But you've said something very, very perfect there. Economics, feel bored about it. Not that it's challenging, but it's kind of boring sometimes. Okay. Good one. So there's something I want us to talk about now, and that has to do with smartphone. So first of all, I would like to ask you, what is a smartphone, or how can you describe a smartphone in your own way?
A smartphone is a mobile device that combines calling, access to the internet, and many apps used for communication, education, and learning purposes with entertaining purposes.
Awesome. Awesome. Smartphone. You've just said a whole lot about smartphone. Communication, interaction, use it academically and all of that. That's a very good one. So now I want us to talk about, you've just explained what smartphones are all about. Can you tell me the benefits to you, the benefit of a smartphone to you?
For me, a smartphone enables easier communication. You can use it for academic and educational purposes, and I can use it for entertaining and leisure purposes.
Yeah. Entertaining. Okay. All right. So those are the good part of a smartphone that you've just mentioned. So talking about the disadvantages of a smartphone, what can you say about that?
It reduces face-to-face interaction. It can be a source of addiction, whether it's the phone or something inside you're addicted to. And it's also a source of distraction, and it has a big hand in procrastination nowadays.
I even love the fact that you mentioned that addiction, because in this era that we are in now, you see so many people glued to their phone. They're in the restroom, you see them with their phone. They're in the bedroom, you see them with their phone, anywhere. So that addiction is one disadvantage that is common amongst people. So that's a very great one. So before we move on to the next topic, I would like to use this opportunity to say a big shout out to Dale Equitable Properties, the official sponsor of this episode. This is where you could get the best and the surest property ever, ranking from lands, commercial buildings, residential buildings, and many more in any location of your choice. Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Dale Equitable Properties got you covered. So in case you want any property of your choice, the best of the best properties, go on Instagram, click, type Dale_Equitable Properties. You find it there and go for whatever you want. They are ready to give you the best of the best. And as well, we're going to put their link and their phone number in the bio of our social media platform. So let's move on to the next question. We've been talking about smartphone, You've been able to tell us about the advantages and the disadvantages of the smartphone. Now let's talk about, do you feel smartphone makes students smarter or lazier academically?
So it genuinely goes both ways. You can go both ways. If a student uses a smartphone for research and learning, then it makes them smarter academically. But if a student decides to just focus on social media and other things on the phone instead of schoolwork, then it makes them lazier. It depends on what the student wants to do and how morally accurate they are.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's, in fact, that's explanation. The way you were able to break it down, it's very, very meaningful. It makes you smarter if you use it the right way, and it makes you lazier if you use it the wrong way. Okay, all right, that's a very good one. Now let's talk about, which age do you feel is the accurate age for a child to start using a smartphone?
According to my research, I read that many experts say that it's between the age 12 to 14
12
that
to 14.
most teenagers or people get their phones. But me personally, I can't get mine till I'm 16 because that's the age my parents agreed that I'll be mature enough to have one. But most people believe that 12 to 14 is when they should have one.
Okay, that's a very good one. Okay, so this last question on the smartphone. What do you have to say about taking phones to school as a student? Do you think it is ideal? Is it right? Or it isn't?
It's not ideal because you can get distracted in school. School is generally not a place to bring phones. You can do that at home, and school is a place for learning, and phones are obviously a distraction, whether you're trying to use it for the right cause or not. So I don't feel like it's ideal for someone to bring a phone to school.
Wow, that's a very wonderful one. So basically, I personally too agree with that taking phones to school as a student, it's not a good idea because obviously there will be a form of distraction in one way or the other. Thank you, Mofola, for this. And let's talk about the social media platform as it is now. We have a lot of social media platforms out there. I would like to ask you, which one do you find to be your favorite among the present social media platforms?
Probably be YouTube because it's sense as a form of entertainment, and I can also use it for learning too. I've used YouTube before to help me in my studies, especially physics. If I don't understand something, I can go and watch tutorials on YouTube. It's a more easy and visual way to learn on my own, and I can also use it to unwind in my own leisure time for entertainment purposes.
Thank you. YouTube being your favorite, because you said a lot about it, and I've heard so many people talk about this, that YouTube, it's a social media platform where you can learn and it's as well entertaining. That's a very great one. But aside YouTube, do you still have any other one?
Maybe Netflix or something.
But YouTube is your favorite. Okay, all right, that's a very good one. So basically, we are gradually rounding up, but then again, I have this last question that I want to ask you. It's a question that I do ask everybody on my platform, and it's funny and at the same time interesting. So I'm going to give you two scores. I'll be giving you 90% and I'll be giving you 75%. These two scores are good grades. Yeah, no doubt about it, they are good grades. Now, between these two scores, if you are to award anyone for dad and anyone for mom, how would that go? 90% and 75%, if at all.
One for my mom, one for my dad.
Yes. Or do you have another way you want to share it? But then again, that's just a question. But if you have another way you want to put it, it's fine. But that's just basically a question.
I would definitely give 90% to my mom and 75% to my dad, even though I love them. But I'll still give 90% to my mom. Maybe because I spend most time with her.
Awesome. Yeah. That was a very question I want to ask after now. Since you're giving mom 90%, what is that reason? But you said that probably because you spend more time with her. But the fact remains that both of them are loved, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mufola. So we've come to an end of today's episode. Like I said, shout out to Deo Equitable Properties. Reach out to them for whatsoever property you want. Like I said earlier, from land down to residential buildings, commercial buildings, reach out to them. And like I said, we've come to an end of this episode, and first class exclusive interaction with Young Minds. We have a little gift to give to you, and this is for you. Thank you for
so much.
being on this show.
Thank you.
All right. So before we leave, I would like to ask you, do you have any advice to give to your peers out there? Maybe anything you want to tell them or you want to say to them out there?
I feel like, or my age mates and my peers, I feel like we should all stay focused at a time like this, because it's very easy to get distracted and pulled into the negative side of this world. And as teenagers, we should just stay focused and make our parents proud, because there's no point in getting to something you won't be able to get out of. So, yeah.
Stay focused and make yourself and your parents and people around you proud. Thank you so much, Mufola. So we've come to an end. For those of you that are watching, we've been able to talk about a lot of things. He's talked about smartphones, the good part of it, the bad part of it. So whatever your take is on that, please put it on the comment section. Let's have your view. And do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and the likes. Have a great day ahead. Bye.